Good morning, everyone. We're so happy you could join us today for DeepTarget's January 2019 Intelligent Digital Marketing Education and Success webinar. I'm David Kingsbury. I'm so excited to be here with you, and I have my wonderful sidekick, Helen.
Hi, everybody. Hope everybody's keeping warm. It's cold weather.
That's right. That's right. And we couldn't be happier to spend time with you guys today. We've got a lot of great content that we think you'll find very informative, and a couple other things. We've created a fresh new look to our webinar. So if you guys are new, this is new to you, but for all of our reattenders, we've got a new look. So we're excited about that. We're also going to try to do something a little different, if possible. It's a challenge for me because I like to tell you guys about a lot of new capability and things that we're learning from you guys, things that we know in the market. We're trying to keep the webinar to 30 minutes. We want to respect your time. We know you're all busy. We want to give you snippets of information, and so you can follow up with us directly, okay? So with that, we're going to go ahead and get started. And the topics for today are, we're going to talk a little bit about what's going on in the industry again. It's always very important to keep our eye up, looking at what's going on in the industry. We're going to talk about, this is the most vastly requested part of our webinar, and in fact we have the highest attendance level ever, and I think it's all because of Helen joining us with Helen's Hints this morning. We're going to talk about the DeepTarget ROI calculator. I know you guys have seen it perhaps. Just want to bring it up. It's come up a whole lot here because it's January, end of 2018. We have had a lot of people reaching out to us trying to understand what it will do. We're going to go over that in some pretty simple terms for you today. And then we're going to look at some case studies as well. And then finally, what we're always super excited about is we'll award our marketing campaign of the month and our digital marketing superstar of the month. Right, Ellen?
That's right. We're excited about that.
Awesome. So let's go right into what's going on in the industry. And so you guys all know that we source the topics that we present here, and we suggest that you go read them because we'll only pull out a snippet of it. But this is one of our favorite industry information resources, which is the Financial Brand, and it talks about 9 digital marketing trends banks and credit unions can't ignore. And the very first one, and we've talked about this and continue to talk about this, is personalization. Just to remind everybody that 74% of consumers expect brands to treat them as an individual, not as a member of some segment. So individualization, personalization is going to be so key. In fact, so much so that if you don't provide that personalization in an authentic way, 33% of your customers will actually leave you, and 73% of your customers already expect this. And so that's why it's very, very important for you to do that. I know sometimes we have some of our customers say, well, it's a little creepy that my name shows up on the ad, right, Alan?
That's right. Some don't like it.
Yeah.
But most do.
But most do. And I can speak from this perspective because I'm not a millennial, but millennials love that and love to be engaged, and they are the greatest consumer and have the most financial needs today, right? Okay. All right. So the second one, also from a really good article on 7 key ingredients for successful digital marketing, is number 4. We talked about it last in the November webinar into some detail, and it really talks about what makes a truly effective outreach and engagement is your ability to tell a story. So it's that connection that what this article talks about, the relatability to that individual, and therefore its relevancy and usefulness to them. So just remember, and I love this ad over here on the right. This is one of the banners that's in our library, right, Helen?
That's right.
That Helen put together. Remember, even as little as adding the first name of your customer or member to the front of your text can be very powerful. But tell a story. And what we've come across here recently is many of you guys are using comedy or humor in your ads, and we really like that. So a couple of shout outs to you guys that are doing that on a continual basis. comedy and humor are a very personalized way to engage your audience. Okay. All right. So with that, we're going to start right up front with an exciting Helen's Hand. So Helen, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Okay. Today's topic is about product codes and product assignments. And probably when you went through DeepTarget training, the person who trained you told you that this is one of the most important pieces of DeepTarget. This is how you can make sure that your campaigns get set up correctly and that you can track them. And when you look at your management reports, you can really see the effectiveness of your campaigns. Right. If you don't have these set up, you might get erroneous results.
That's right.
So today we're going to talk about why you should care about them and how do you change them. So,
great. Exactly. Thank you.
Okay. One of the things I wanted to bring up, when DeepTarget initially set you up in the system, we mapped your product codes into account types. Over time, you're going to have new product codes. Your institution's going to have new product codes, and you want to be able to map those in there. So you don't have to call us at DeepTarget. Mm-hmm. You can do that through DeepTarget interface, and we're going to show you how to do that in a minute. But what's important about this is that the influence conversion report and the monthly management report depend on that product code to be assigned to the correct group, so we'll know how to look at your results. So you can see accounts that were opened.
That's right.
Are categorized in the correct way.
And honestly, we've had quite a few calls here the last first weeks of January, because you guys were wanting to see full year results of DeepTarget, and some of the results were not as good as they could have been because of your product code assignments. But we are retroactive because the data is persistent, and we, with your help, our help and your help, those product code assignments were made, and then it showed you true results of all your hard work. So we just want to make sure that you guys get all the rewards out of a really successful campaign.
That's correct. Yeah. And one of the things to note is any campaign that you have that is intended to open up a new product, where you want somebody to open an account, right, those are the ones that you need to make sure that you have assignments to. If you have other type of general campaigns that might be things like, like us on Facebook or those, you don't have to assign a campaign, a product code to that. But it's really important for those campaigns that are opening an account.
Exactly. Okay,
so first off, one of the things is for every campaign that you create, if you go to the campaign settings tab, you'll see this product assignments tab. And when you go in there, it'll have your product groupings, and you can see what product codes are associated with a particular account type grouping. So when you do select a product assignment for a campaign, you can either select the entire account grouping by selecting the checkbox on the left, so that'll take all of the HELOCs there, or you can select specific product codes. So if you only want it to go to a particular product code, you can just check the ones that are appropriate. Okay. All right. So how do you know what you got, and how do you change them? I guess the way I would train you to do this would go to any product assignments, any campaign, and look at the product assignments tab, and that way you can see your groupings. So if you go down here at the bottom, you can see that there are a lot of unassigned product codes. Now that might be appropriate. You can have product codes that are in an unassigned category. They may be defunct product codes, or they might be ones that are brand new for you. And those are the ones that you need to see if you need to move out of that category.
Right. Great.
All right. The next thing you do is, like I said, look at your unassigned category, and by default, when new data comes in, and it has a new product code, it's going to be in the unassigned category. So just general process is you might want to look at your product codes once a month, once a quarter, just to make sure that they're in the right bucket.
Right.
Okay, so how do you change them? So in DeepTarget, if you go to Settings, Instant Settings, and Manage Account Types, you're going to see this form come up. And for each product code that's in your data, it's going to be shown on the left. And your account type, if a new one comes in, it'll come in as unassigned. So all you have to do is go to that drop down under the account type column and change that to the appropriate grouping that you want.
Right, right. And so this data comes automatically to us as a part of your data, and therefore is available to you to make these changes, right, Helen? Okay,
and
great.
so one of the things I always say it's important to do is verify what you changed by going back into product assignments like you did before, where you started, and just make sure that that bucket is now containing that new product code.
So if a new code shows up, the marketing professional may not be aware of it. They may have to touch base with the lending, right?
That's right. And so what's really important is to go to someone that's an expert at your financial institution. So it could be your lending officer. It could be someone who's knows about your online banking or your mobile setup, and talk to them about that list and get that list of product codes and descriptions from them.
Great. Okay. Excellent, Helen.
And so one of the things that we've put in here, if you go to the support on the toolbar, we've added a new folder down here called product code and product assignments. And so we have a document out there that you can download to show you exactly how to do that. If that's not enough to help you get started, or if you need further assistance, always contact us at support, and we're here to assist you, to go through that.
We might have a video one day soon on that as well, right, on our YouTube channel. Okay, great hints, Helen. And this is a perfect dovetail right into our monthly management report. So we wanted to make sure you see this. I know most of you have seen it before and you look at it frequently, but down here on the right is the last calendar month full set of those products that did become influenced conversions as a part of the DeepTarget system. And so in this example here, so these are 223. It's pulled from this number here, and we break it out into all of the different product categories and therefore codes, so you can see the results. So we know a bunch of you guys take this and then go do some revenue calculations on it to understand more about your results. So, and that's what we've done as well. So we have created this very simple this calculator, which basically just says that per auto loan, we think you're going to get an estimated amount of revenue through interest each month of $100. Consumer loan 50, credit card maybe 50, mortgage 1,000, and so forth. And with your product influence conversions multiplied by that, this is how much money you would have made through DeepTarget's influence conversions in 1 month, in this one particular month. The next column is most loans, most product loan categories extend for 12 months. Certainly auto loans do, credit card, and all of these do, okay? So we just multiply 12 times that 1 month result, and that shows you potentially have made $66,000 in revenue. This for a 12-month expectancy off that 1 month's worth of sales. But if you do this every month, then the 12-month results of all 12 months worth of sales is this column. So you're just shy of $800,000 in sales influenced by your marketing, digital marketing, and DeepTarget. Okay, so very simple calculator. We can make this available to you as well. And then we have a little bit more complicated one. And I'll just say, with this one, we're going to show you per your tier. So we have it. We have 4 tiers: less than 5,000 digital users, 5 to 10, and so forth. This one's 25,000 plus. You enter your number of digital users. It will tell you the expectant selling influence conversions you should see each month based on our existing customer base. So our average customer at this tier receives 1 sales transaction every 99 unique users that logs in, and 1 sale per 78, and then our top customer received 1 sale per 71. So we do that calculation down across the bottom here for you to let you know what you should be getting, and even an ROI on DeepTarget as well. So just let me know if you'd like to talk more about this. We're looking at incorporating this into the product, similar to the management report in an upcoming release, but we'd love to explain it and get your feedback. So we've gotten really good feedback to begin with. Okay? All right, so trying to stay on time. Helen and I are really excited to talk about 2 case studies today that we think will show you some real cool stuff. First of all, the first one we're going to talk about is Blue Federal Credit Union. And what Blue has done is, Mandy there is a digital strategist. They have over 65,000 digital users. She has taken a single promotion and she has deployed it 1 week each for 2 months, so 8
weeks.
I think 8 weeks, with 8 different campaigns. So how did she do that, Helen? How did that work?
She calls them as sprints.
That's right. That's exactly right. So we talked at length with Mindy. She couldn't join us today. She wanted to, but she was happy for us to talk about what they're doing. So here is what her campaign strategy looks like for just consumer loan. It is actually 8 sprints for a particular unsecured loan that they are, personal loan that they are promoting to their customers, and a very specific set of customers. She's actually using a list deployed out of the core each time, but they're looking at using DeepTarget to augment that, the targeting within DeepTarget now. And notice that each one, so if you guys recognize the X, that means it has turned off, has expired on its own. The others are prioritized so that as each one deploys, it becomes a priority, and as it turns off, it drops off the priority. So just remember that what you can do is, for each campaign, you can set up a start date. So under campaign settings, you can set a start date down to the minute. So this is her first sprint. It started on January 14th at 12 noon p.m., went for a week, ending at 11:59 p.m. And then the next one, sprint 2, started 1 second later at 1:21:12 a.m., running 1 week and ending at 11:59 p.m. And this is her third sprint, which has deployed and is running now and will run until February 3rd, and so forth. Beauty of this, Helen, is that, right, is she
said that this was a great strategy for her, and
right.
She spent probably 1 hour to set up
That's
2
right.
months worth of campaigns.
That's right. 1 hour to set these 8 campaigns up with the content. Now, the content was there, but she put it into a DeepTarget ad. But
and set up the campaigns.
She set up all this going within 1 hour. So, and she was happy to talk to anybody about how she did that. So we're real impressed, and we were able to jump on the phone with her. She hadn't seen the results. Oh, by the way, here's her prioritization, just as a reminder. But already, oh, and I don't have it. I didn't share that result. Already, they'd had over 50 consumer loans closed in just the last 2.5 weeks, based on this targeting and this sprint campaign sequencing, we call it. So awesome stuff. So we'll keep you updated on how all that goes. Okay. All right. So I'm really excited. Also, Elena Smith is marketing specialist at Lebanon Federal Credit Union. They have 6,000 digital users. They use NetTeller and MFM from Access Software for mobile. And we're going to walk through what they have done over the past year. So we looked at 6 of their campaign product categories: consumer loan, credit card, auto loan, home equity, mortgage, and commercial deposits. And what we saw for the whole year were a total of almost 1,700 unique clicks, which is a little greater than 140 clicks a month, which is phenomenal results for her, right?
That's great engagement.
It is, and a lot of activity for her teams to do follow up with and support. We looked at it from a online banking and mobile perspective, and as you can see, which is kind of interesting here, the OLV is almost at the same level all across the board as the mobile. And you know why we're excited about that? Notice the mobile response rate is always higher, but our impressions used to be lower for NetTeller. So NetTeller has rotating banners now, and Elena had turned that on early on, and so she's at least getting the proper amount of exposure. We think again, the reason you get so much mobile responsiveness is millennials drive that, because they're on the phones more often than anything else, and therefore click through to learn more about the offer. Okay, so then we took those, and we love our historical review all the way back to the beginning of the year, January 1st. What happened for these, in this case, 5 campaigns? I have 6, but it's actually only 5, so my apologies. And remember, it totals up the individual campaign results into a category level and allows you to see how they performed against each other. And what you'll notice is there is a direct correlation. The more impressions you get, the more responses you get. So no surprise there, all the way across. And then we decided to isolate and look just at credit cards. So this is our look now just at credit cards and historical all the way back to the beginning of the year, and good click-through rates as well. How did that actually transpire? So now we're looking at just those 6 campaigns for the credit card over the whole year. And here's our anomalies. So this campaign had phenomenal impressions and click-throughs, and it was a promotion that we can tell that Elena launched and prioritized. She also had a couple others that are just running continuously, but when she prioritized them and launched them and made them, I'll say, more engaging, they had a result, right? So let's take a quick look at those. So at the beginning of the year, these, I'll just say, lower performing ads went out. They had a mobile one combined with this one. Notice she had personalization turned on with this ad. And then this is just an OLB only ad as well. And be thinking about that this is net teller, so your impressions are going to be low on the online banking side, right, Helen?
That's right. You were only going to see one for every time you log in.
Exactly. So they let them run, and then throughout the year, they came across a great campaign in the April timeframe, turned it on. It was to only run for a couple of months. But notice what they did, Helen?
They made an offer.
That's right. And what do millennials love?
They like offers, and they like cool Yeti.
That's right.
Cool Yeti.
I have yet to buy a Yeti, so that speaks mounds about me, apparently. But it's gamified. So you have a chance to win a Yeti. And to my knowledge, these aren't cheap. And so if I'm interested in this particular credit card, I might get a Yeti at the same time. So great, again, great impressions, great responses, and so forth. So then, what did they do over here, Helen? What do you think?
They launched a new one, a new offer.
Exactly. So Yeti went away, and here came a 2 times more rewards. So does that look like a millennial there? It does.
Sure does.
And immediately great response and good responsiveness as well. And then finally, into Christmas time they go. And what's happening in Christmas, but a lot of spending is going on, and I need some credit. So, hey, I've now filled up my credit card bill, and it perhaps somewhere else. So let's do a balance transfer. And so far, this campaign has already had the most dramatic responses. If we dive into it a little bit more, let me dive into it in just a second. But it has actually had the greatest response rate here, and it extends on to 2019. And so this is the one that we're really focusing on right now. But overall, 109 credit cards closed in 2018 based on Elena's efforts and her teams, which is outstanding for an FI of 6,000 digital users. And she also did a great job on their website, deploying the same looking campaign on social media as well, all that same look, and of course online banking and the mobile as well. So really great color scheme and look and eye-catching, and I think that is what most people feel with credit card debt, right, Al?
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. So we want to thank Elena for her offer to show us what she was doing. And now it's award time. How are we doing on time, Helen? Oh, great. We've just got a few minutes to go, and we're well under time.
That's right.
And I know that makes everybody else happy because they can really take a lot of these ideas, take them back to their desk, call us for an ROI calculator maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. So award time. So let's celebrate a couple of great awards. Can you imagine which one is the first one? Okay. Elena with the Lebanon Federal Credit Union So great results from the campaigns that they've used, and so we want to celebrate what she's done here with these 2 campaigns and the great responsiveness and so forth. So we want to thank her for all the great work, and we'll get a plaque out to her next week. And then finally, Helen, our digital marketing superstar, is AOD. This is Amy Hinton down at Anniston Ordnance Depot, KEI of 27, which is fantastic for her. We just spoke to her recently, and she's so excited. They had done a bunch of new ads, pulling off her management report, just a 27 on KEI, which is outstanding. But the other one is the KMI. Remember, everybody, the KMI of how many users did it take getting an impression for a closed account. That's right, 46, which is unbelievable. So wow, fantastic work to Amy at AOD. Great work. We're so proud of what she's done. We're so happy with what Elena did at Lebanon and
Mindy did at Blue.
Mindy did at Blue. So you guys, we are so happy. Great start to the year with some great results coming in from everybody. If you have any questions, let us know. What do you got, Helen?
Well, my last thing is that if you've got any questions about product codes or assignments, or you get stuck, just give us a call, because that impacts everything that, every report, and it flows through the whole product. So we want that to work for you. We want to hear from you. Share with us any campaigns. Remember, we're watching, and we're seeing some great performance from all of you guys. But if we can help in any way, let us know. That's the end of our webinar today. Have a great January, and we'll be back in front of you in February with some more great case studies. Okay, thank you, everybody. Bye. Bye-bye. See you next month.